Special guest for this morning, Shri Ramasamy, Chairman of the Roots Group of Companies, Coimbatore, Principal, Head of the Department, faculty members and students. A very good morning to all of you. It is indeed our privilege and honor to have in our midst Shri Ramasamy, a senior industrialist, not only in our state but also in our country, who has been continuously contributing to the growth of Tamil Nadu and the automobile industry. He has varied interests in the sphere of school education as well as healthcare. It is very rare to see industrialists of his stature who are extremely humble and simple. The first time that I had an interaction with Sir was a few years ago in an online meeting organized by CAI Madurai, and he dialed in from Coimbatore virtually. That was the first time I was introduced to him. And recently he was traveling back to India from Frankfurt. We were on the same flight, and he had gone there for an automobile exhibition in Frankfurt and Hanover. And when I requested him at almost, I think, 1 a.m. in the morning when we landed in Chennai, that he should come to Madurai and visit our institution and speak to our students on the futuristic trends of automotive engineering, of how the whole green revolution in automobiles is going to take place with electric vehicles, he immediately agreed, and he gave me 2 sets of dates that he is available in India because he travels a lot. I came back, I wrote to him, and he immediately accepted to come here. And when I told him that we will invite you for one of the functions in the college, he said, no, I'm not interested in coming for functions. I want to come and mainly have an interaction with students in an informal way. And he has come all the way from Coimbatore in spite of his busy schedule. So we would like to thank him for being here this morning. Though he needs no introduction, I think for the benefit of students, I will formally introduce him. Shri K. Ramasamy was born on 1st August 1948 at Ganapati in Coimbatore to an agricultural family. During his school days, his hobby was automobiles, which developed into an obsessive interest in automobile engineering, culminating in his getting his master's degree from the Lincoln Technical Institute, USA in 1969. In 1970s, he started a small company in the name of American Auto Service for the manufacture of auto parts with just 3 employees. Now it has grown into a group of 9 umbrella companies employing more than 4,000 people under the brand of Roots. The various companies under the group are American Auto Service Private Limited, Roots Industries India Limited, Roots Avtocom LLC Russia, Roots Multi-Clean Limited, Roots Cast Private Limited, Roots Auto Products Private Limited, Roots Polycraft, and Roots Precision Products Private Limited. These companies are into manufacturing of electric horns, air horns, automotive electronics, cleaning equipments, medical and aerospace components, aluminum die castings, ergonomic furnitures, electric vehicles, precision tools and dies, plastic injection molded parts, and more than 40% of the products which are manufactured here are exported to countries such as Japan, USA, and Europe. Mr. Ramasamy, being a self-made industrialist, and in recognition of the same, he has been conferred the Udyog Shri Award, the Udyog Rattan Award, the Gem of India, Bharat Jyoti Award, Rotary Pinnacle of Excellence Award, Lifetime Achievement Award by the Coimbatore Management Association, Dare to Dream Award by the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry jointly with SAP. He was the chairman of the Confederation of Indian Industry, Coimbatore, and he is the managing trustee of the Sachidananda Jyoti Niketan, a 100% residential school founded by Swami Sachidananda Maharaj at Kallar. Mr. Ramasamy is the president of Integral Yoga Institute Coimbatore chapter that is affiliated to the Integral Yoga Institute of United States, which spearheads in teaching yoga and its rich inherent benefits to the rest of the world. He is also the managing trustee of the RK Nature Cure Home, providing natural healing for many ailments without any side effects. As I already mentioned, he is a multifaceted person who has varied interests in the service industry. I think we were just talking that we should not call the service industry, we should say, I think, service sector. Today, education and healthcare have also become commercial, but I think our Tyagaraja institutions and the service institutions that he run are truly not for profit, and it continues to be in that same manner even today. Friends, I think we all live in very interesting times where the world is battling geopolitical issues, and we have just come out, or we are still fighting a biological war in terms of COVID, which has taught us so many new things. As they always say that change is the only permanent thing in life, it applies to the industrial world as well. With technologies changing, with industrial revolutions happening, in just flip of a moment, now we have Industry 4.0. Next we may have Industry 5.0. So we need to be equipped with skill sets which are required for these new industrial revolutions. So as students, you may be good in academics, you may have skill sets which are relevant today, but trying to see what is going to be the future is very important. So I think students have to be futuristic. You have to take initiatives on your own to see how the world is going to embrace new technologies like autonomous cars, which were not there even 10 years back, but today we see autonomous cars. And electric vehicles are also a new thing which are happening now. And as I was just discussing with sir, he was saying how the world is changing slowly into hybrids, and then electrical will happen one day. So as students of mechanical and mechatronics engineering, you should have this futuristic thinking in mind with whatever higher studies or employment that you get. It is very important to understand that change is, constant. And that is the reason why we have organized this interaction today with sir, who will be sharing his own story of what really motivated him to get into the automobile industry, and we will also have interactions later on. So my request to you is to be abreast with the latest happenings in industry, because today when companies come to recruit, they look at students who have skills and not just academic scores or rankings, and somebody who is really interested in the subject to research more deeply and to understand what is going to be the future. With these words, I would like to once again welcome our chief guest, and I hope that you take the most of these interactions. We will also be taking him around the campus and showing him some of our facilities, including the TSS car, which he'll be seeing for the first time today. And I hope you ask some relevant questions, and one day, who knows, you might also end up working for Roots, and hopefully then you will make us proud alumni of TCE. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I welcome Shri K. Ramasamy, sir, Chairman of Roots Group of Industries, to share his wisdom to the gathering. Please, sir.
Good morning to all of you. I'm really very glad to see the students here, especially mechanical and mechatronics. This is my passion also. I'm very happy to see you all here. And I want to thank Hari Tyagarajan for inviting me. It's my great pleasure to be here and share whatever I have learned a little bit. And also thank the principal and the head of the departments. First, I would like to share a little bit of my experience starting an industry, what I went through, and then we'll talk about the future, and then your question and answer. So, how I started, when I was in my 8th grade, 9th grade, automobile was my hobby. I used to overhaul the vehicle. I can completely overhaul the engine when I was in my 8th grade. That was my interest. At that time, Indian cars, only 3 cars were made in India, Ambassador, Fiat and Standard Motors. We had to wait 5 years, 6 years to get a vehicle. That was the situation. When my father buys a vehicle, he would fix a Bosch horn that's imported from Germany. I asked him, you are buying an Indian car, why not an Indian horn? Unfortunately, at that time, the horns made in India were not that good and it used to fail. He had no time to go to the electrician often to fix it. So he would fix the Bosch horn. Until he changes the vehicle, the horn will be there without any maintenance. So at that time, I decided that I should make a horn like Bosch. That was when I was in my 8th grade. With this in mind, I started collecting various samples from other manufacturers, from Japan, UK, America, everywhere. Started analyzing even when I was in my school days. I did my sandwich polytechnic because there I thought I'll have a better practical and as well as theoretical exposure. So from the school, I went to the polytechnic. So there it's a sandwich polytechnic. So half time in the college, half time in the factory, in the sponsoring industry. There I got a good opportunity to operate every machine, from drilling machine to large plano millers, surface grinder, cylindrical, all kind of machines. I could get the opportunity to operate because I'm more interested in not only theory, also practical. So with that, after that, even in school days, those days, school had a bifurcated course. In school itself, in the last 2 years, that was 10th and 11th, no 12th standard at that time. 10th and 11th, we can opt for a secretarial or general or engineering. So I opted for engineering even the school days. Unfortunately, now it is not there. It's a really great thing. So there we learned fundamental of engineering even the school days, 2 years. So when I went to the college, polytechnic, what we learned in the school was only repeated. So I started studying the next step, for example, when they teach the first year, I would see the intermediate drawing because I'm more interested in engineering drawings. Like that, then I studied only 2 years there. This course is 4 years. I could not stay beyond that, and then I got the admission in US and I went there with the idea of studying and coming back and starting an industry to make the horn. This is my basic understanding. Then I came back and started the industry, the idea of making electric horns. I thought I'll be able to develop within 3 years the horn. It was not like that. Those days, communication means you write a letter. It takes 2 weeks to get a reply abroad because in India the material availability was not there, technology was not there. I had to look for the best material. It went on and something used to fail. I thought it's going to take more time. So then I opted into various other things. I made power brakes, radiator coolant recovery system, so many other things. But electric horn research was going on. It took me 12 years to complete the development. Only in 1982, I have perfected the product to my satisfaction. Until then, I did a lot of other things. I did automobile servicing. Took a tractor agency. I sold tractors, agricultural implements, because I need money for R&D. Once in 82, I was satisfied because I have set my own standards. Not Indian standard, not German standard, it's a different standard I said because India horn usage is the highest in the world. So we cannot follow any standards. We have to have our own standard. So that took quite a long time to achieve. I didn't want to release it until it is achieved. So in 1982, I got it up, satisfactory. Then I went into OEM. We became OEM in every car. Ambassador, Fiat, Tata, we became the OEM suppliers. Then we started distributing all over India. Within 5 years, we became the largest manufacturer of electric horns in India. Our competition was from everywhere. The Indian companies made in collaboration with Germany, with UK, with Japan. But still our horns were far better than any other quality. It's totally our own design technology development. But while after my studies of Bosch was always my mind, I studied Bosch, Robert Bosch, biography. I got attracted with his principles of quality, on what is quality, what is customer satisfaction and all. So somehow I want to collaborate with Bosch. Immediately on my returning back to US, I wrote to Bosch for a technical collaboration. I didn't get any reply. I wrote 2-3 letters, no response. I kept it as it is. Then once we became the largest manufacturer, again I wrote to them. I said, we are the largest manufacturers of horns in India, yet we want to have a collaboration with Bosch. I got a reply stating that it has been given to the board for approval. After 3 months, I got a reply stating that the board has decided not to part with the technology. So then I closed the subject, no collaboration possible. In 1992, I exhibited for the first time our products in Auto Mechanica in Frankfurt. Like last month, what it happened, it was in 1992. There, all the companies, from Germany, Japan, everywhere, everybody came. There, I had a demonstrating model. I can demonstrate the product. They wanted the sample. They took the sample. Bosch took it. After they tested it, they called me. They invited me there, and we had a technical collaboration agreement. After seeing our product, they called us. Now, I'm glad to say that almost 90% of Bosch global horn requirements we meet from India. See, why I am telling all this is, now people are all in a hurry. Everything they want to achieve in no time. That is why I took time to explain about this. Because to perfect it, to learn it, it takes time. We should have the perseverance and the mind to do it. Then the success is there. That will be much bigger success than a short-term gain. This is what I want to tell the youngsters. Now, most of the people, they want to see within 2 years a big jump. But this has to be changed. If we have to become an expert in whatever field, we have to put all our efforts, 100%. See, Swami Vivekananda has given 3 guidelines for anybody to grow. 3 things. One is Vidya, other is, it's a long time since I have been speaking. Vidya, Shraddha and Upanishad. These 3 are the words. Vidya means knowledge. Whatever field you want to be, first you have to gain knowledge. You should take time to learn the knowledge. The next is Shraddha. That means all kind of trouble, stress, whatever it is, you should be prepared to take it without compromise. Then number 3 is Upanishad. Upanishad means meditation. Meditation doesn't mean that closing your eyes and keeping, calm. What Swami Vivekananda said is focusing on what you want to do. Always think about it. Suppose you want to achieve something, 24/7 you should be thinking only about it, nothing else. Whatever you see, you should be able to pick up something from there to apply here. That is his meditation. That is required. If we keep doing that, there is no doubt that everybody can become an expert. Because what I learned in US and what I do here is no comparison. All we learn later on. If I start telling, it will be a whole day I can talk. One example I will give you. When I started this horn, there is one very critical point, 2 critical points. One is diaphragm, which oscillates at the frequency. Equally, the contact points, which has to also oscillate. So 500 hertz means 500 times a second it has to oscillate. It's a very highly stressed part. So I gave the design to a German company in Bangalore at that time to supply us this contact points, because they are very good in the contact spring steels. Because I want to have the best, so I approached the best company. We gave the design, they made it, they took, made the tool, everything, they delivered. but it will not last. The goal is 200,000 cycles. 200,000 cycles means it will go to millions of vibration. But not even 30,000 cycles it would withstand, it will break. I tried my best and they finally said this is the maximum they could do. They could not do anything. But I don't want to stop with that. 300,000 means, 30,000 means it's hardly, it will last maybe 1 year of life. So I wanted to learn heat treatment because the process, the heat treatment is the one which determines apart from material. So I learned heat treatment. I set up a small furnace and then trained our people and we made the product. It can withstand up to 2 million cycles. What is required is 200,000 cycles. So the technology we have not studied anywhere, but it is possible. So what you learn here is only a foundation. Then lifelong one has to learn, keep learning. There is no end to it. If you do that, you can become expert in any field. That I am very confident about it. You want to have that kind of mind determination. This is what is important. If you want to win in anything, these 3 parts, an aspect what Swami Vivekananda said must be kept in mind. That is what I want you to keep in mind. Okay. Then I want to share 1 or 2 things. So we made the horn, then we started exhibiting in auto mechanic because I want to see the global market, where we stand. And then we found that, our product was accepted extremely very well, high quality, everything. But the price, we were 25% more expensive than what the market wants. So we came back, we redesigned the product. It took complete, a lot of work to completely redesign the product. We brought down the price by 35%. And in 2 years, every 2 years the exhibition takes. By 94 we exhibited the product. And there we found that we were in par because others have reduced the price already. Because the technology is progressing so much that quality is increasing, but the cost is coming down. This has to be kept in mind when you are all in the field. How we can bring down the cost? One, material technology, then process improvement, and constantly we should be thinking how we can optimize the process. There comes the digital, connect and thinking. So this way we have to be always ahead. Then only we will be able to win. So we started supplying to companies, like BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, and in USA, Harley-Davidson, Ducati motorcycles, and Packard trucks, Toyota. Wherever we supply, 100% is our supply. And they don't go to any other customer. We maintain that. And to be 100% supplier, we have to have the best quality, timely delivery, and we have to be always cost effective. Competition should never be able to achieve that. This is very important. So then I will touch upon another thing. After achieving this, I wanted to diversify because always sticking to one field is high risk because there is always ups and downs in any industry. So when the one industry goes up, other industry comes down. So I want to have a balancing act. So I decided that we should get into some other industry. I was searching. Then in 1991, when our Prime Minister Narasimha Rao came, he opened the economy, Indian economy. So I decided that foreign companies will come into India, they will set up facilities here, and they will produce high quality products. Whereas Indian companies at that time were not concentrating on quality, so they will fail. So they have to improve quality. All Indian companies must improve quality. To improve quality, clean environment is fundamental requirement. Without that, you cannot produce quality. In the dirty environment, quality can never be achieved. So I expected that cleaning industry will become the future. Because it was all manually cleaned. If you sweep with the broom, the dust will fly and fall on something else, which is very critical component. We cannot use manual sweeping. So I thought I should get into cleaning industry. So India had no experience, And so I thought I should get into a collaboration. I searched all over, traveled all over, and located a German company. That company is the inventor of that sweeping machine. Mechanized first sweeping machine was invented by the promoter of that company in Germany, called Hacko. So it was a family company and good quality products. So I went and we signed the collaboration agreement because I don't want to start with scratch. If something is available, take it, then take it forward. So in the collaboration agreement, the agreement is we are not supposed to export anywhere. Only for India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan. Only these countries we can export, no other country. At that time, my interest also was only to meet Indian requirements, so we signed the agreement. We came back, we selected few products, got the technology, we developed the product, then we tested the product. As it is imported one, we tested and found that the product needs some improvement for Indian conditions. For example, in a sheet metal shop, you sweep the machine, it will not pick up the sheet metal debris, pieces. So we did some redesign of their design, made the product, we had to send them for their approval. We sent the machine, but we did not tell what changes we did. We simply sent it for their approval. They tested the product, they have a standard protocol. Any debris, what is the percentage pickup, there is a protocol. They tested and found that our machine is picking up sheet metal bits, which their machine would not. They opened it, dismantled it, and they could not find any difference. They measured everything, every component is like there, as per their design. They reassembled it and tested again, it was picking up. They could not find out what was done to that machine to make that machine to pick up the bit. Then they were very frank. They sent a test report and asked us how this machine is picking up, what have you done, they asked us. Then we replied, yes, this is what we have done. You go there, in the bristle in the middle, you will find a steel bristle inside. It cannot be seen easily outside. So then we built a factory, and inauguration, the directors, international directors came, managing director and export director came for the inauguration. And the inauguration, they handed over the first order to be exported back to them, their machine, to Australia. Original agreement is no export. But on seeing us, they themselves voluntarily gave the order. Even now we are exporting to them. What I am telling is, we take the technology and we observe it and improve it further to our requirement. Unfortunately, what is happening in India is they get the technology, print, they produce as per print. They don't apply their mind. This is because of our basic fundamental thinking. We go by books. We learn theory. But we should know how to apply that theory, how we can use it, and how we can improve ourselves. This is very, very critical. This is what I want to stress upon you, that we can excel in anything. We can excel than anybody else in the world. There is absolutely, I have no doubt about it. We should have that, that kind of passion to do it. If we have it, we can do it. So, but still, this one product export was not enough for us, because in India, when we went to sell the cleaning machines, the demonstration cost was more than the machine cost, because people will not invest in the machine, because only 300 rupees they pay at that time for the sweeper. Machine cost 10,000 rupees, nobody would buy. So unless we export, we will not be able to sustain. So then we had to look for a product which can be exported without, conflicting with our collaborators, because they have a range of product. So I went across and then selected a machine which was made by 3 companies in the world, 2 in Italy, 1 in Austria. Our collaborators were not making it. It's a very compact, high precision scrub dryer, it is called. That is, it will apply detergent, scrub the floor and pick up the dirty water in one pass. Very compact machine that our collaborators were not making. So we designed a similar machine with our own technology. We patented it and developed it. And then now we are exporting almost 98% of our machines all over the world. And we are standing number 1 in the world in that machine. It's completely our design. No foreign technology. Right now, our collaborators are buying for us. So this is what I want to just give you what is our strength and capability. Only thing we need to apply our mind, put our focus, be passionate in what you do. Then, here one thing I want to say here, when I wanted to start the horn, my idea was not to become the world's or India's largest manufacturer, nothing. My idea was, I should have the best product. No one should be able to find fault in it. I must have the best quality and customer satisfaction. That was all my goal. Not that I will become a largest manufacturer and all. It is a byproduct. If you make the best product and at the best price, automatically you grow. Okay, and I never had financial goals. It has to be viable, that is all. I never had a financial goal because this is coming from our guru. I have a guru, Swami Sachidananda. He used to tell that the purpose of life of human being is to serve without expecting anything in return. This is his teaching. I used to ask him, how is it possible? For example, I'm running an industry. How can I run it as a service without any return? For that purpose only it is there. Then he explained to me, it took me some time to understand. It took me quite a long time to understand. He asked me, at that time maybe about 1,000 people were working. He asked me, how many people are working in the company? About 1,000 people. So, because of your company, you are supporting 1,000 families in a small way or not? I said, yes. Then how many of your suppliers are there? We had about 200 some suppliers. So, partially you are responsible for their livelihood. Then how many your distributors, end shop distributors, almost we have about 30,000 outlets that are selling our product. So all these people are having some livelihood because of your product. This is service. So keep that in mind, that whatever you do, then finally your product is bought by a customer, bought for their buying to serve a purpose. The horn means it has to work when they want it. That is the purpose. It has to meet that purpose. That is service. So the profit is a byproduct. This is what he taught me. That I have gone deep into mind that. Once that has gone in, you have no stress. Absolutely no stress. This is what the current generation needs. Everybody's goal is, they have set a very high goal and a short time and they want to achieve it. So then they have stress, lot of stress. So set a high goal, very important. But don't set a financial goal. Be best in whatever field you are. Finance will come. It will search and come to you. You don't need to search for it. It will come to you. That I want you to keep in mind. Then I think I have time, another 15 minutes I will talk something else and about other, whatever industry we are. When I started making these horns, we need, tools. Die casting, plastic molding, sheet metal tools. At that time, unfortunately, we had no quality tool rooms available in our region. I had to order it in Bangalore, Chennai, or in Katpadi. There was one Danish institute. They would minimum need 6 months to deliver a tool. And also the cost was very high. I could not afford. So I thought I should make the tool in-house. So I put few people and then started developing tools. So then I decided that if I put this as a part of the same company, then the efficiency would be lost. So I kept that as a separate company, Roots Precision Products. This is to make tools. It's a private, separate company that has to be profitable. That company should be sustainable. They have to, suppose Roots Industries wants a tool from Roots Precision, they have to compete. The Roots Industries can also go to anybody else and get the tool. So the Roots Precision has to be competitive to supply to our own company. Otherwise they cannot supply. Like that I set up. So that way efficiency is improved, quality is improved. So with this, now our tool room caters to almost all our sheet metal, plastic, aluminum die casting, rubber molding, all tools we make in-house, high precision mold. Then this also we developed, all developed from scratch. Developed local people, developed, the skills are developed, and the person who started as a draftsman in our group, that company, he is the managing director of that company. Like that, our company, Roots Industry, is the largest company. Now the current managing director started as a trainee. He has been trained everywhere, now he is the head of the company. Like that, long term. It takes time, but long term. Okay. Then, we wanted plastic components. We could not get quality plastic components at that time, so I had to have our own plastic molding division to make it plastic. So we set up a plastic molding. Then when we made air horns, air horns, when I made the electric horn is going to take more time, so I thought I'll make the air horn. And when I made the air horn, I could not sell even one, because there are already two companies very well known in India, one in Coimbatore, one in Delhi. They have the almost 80% market share. So when we went to the market, nobody wanted it because it's already established company. So I thought, unless we have something different, something innovative, completely different. It's an air horn, but it has to be innovative features. Then only I'll be able to win. So all the air horns at that time were mechanically operated. The pneumatic valve will be there, hose will be connected from the compressor to the valve, which is fitted to the steering column, and then the hose will be directed to the horn in the front. So driver will operate like a lever. I don't know how many of you have seen, those days he'll be blowing like that, the hose will be going everywhere. So I want to convert that into an electrically operated air horn. So like electric horn button, if it operates, air horn should function. So I developed that electro-pneumatic valve and then introduced that product in the market. That should know what is the requirement, how we can be a differentiator in the market. Producing same thing what others make doesn't have any pull. So you must be always innovating to produce something interesting. And another thing, just innovation will not work. It will be a first pull. It has to function, it has to deliver, it has to really endure. Performance has to be consistent. It has to outperform the competition. Then only we can retain the customer. So our product, once it is gone into the hands of the customer, once he sees not only convenience, overall performance, durability, then the customer is with us. This is what is very important. Whatever field, it is any field, it's immaterial. So this is fundamental. So that is how we are able to win and get into such field. Then after 2000, after establishing, then the cleaning machine we started. At that time in India, selling cleaning machine was very difficult. Then I was invited like this, a seminar, a meeting in the PhD college. At that time only we established that company. And it was running on loss. There, every student asked, the professor asked, you are in a wrong field. You should not have taken it because India cannot afford to buy this machine. So why do you want to continue? We were on loss for almost 3 years at that time. Then I said, see, this is present. We don't build a company for present. We build a company for future. This is very important. Then, but you cannot do it, a fresh company cannot do it. You need resources. So build something, then with that, keep focusing for the future. We have not taken 1 rupee, as a dividend for many, many years. All the money we earned is only replowed back, because the idea is we want to grow the company. So I said, you are going to see the success, but it will take time. We are prepared to do that. Then only we went to export. With that, I told you about that small scrubber dryer, we name it as Vizard. Once that has gone into export, we become profitable. Then with the 100%, at that time it's 100% export, that product. With that we built the Indian distribution network. And then now we are the largest cleaning machine manufacturers in India. Our competition is global. All multinational companies are here. But we are far ahead of our competition. Not one, at least we are about 60% market share is with us. In spite of multinational companies from US, Italy, Japan, Austria, all are here. So an Indian company, it is possible. So that is one side. Then in 2007, I wanted to diversify into high precision area because I always see, my interest is take challenge. Challenge should be interesting in life. This is my way. And so I looked for an opportunity where we can take a very challenging product. Then I thought we'll get into medical and aerospace industry. So we searched for a product. Then we attended an exhibition in Germany. A Swedish company exhibited in their shop, in their stall, some products, lines of components they wanted to source from different sources. So I saw the product, then we collected the drawings, I said we will be able to develop it, I said, and took it. They were getting these products from 48 different companies across the world, from Japan to USA, all these 240 or 50 components totally. We collected all the drawings and said we will develop and give. At that time, that gentleman said, see, you take only 10 drawings, though not all, it's going to take a long time for you to establish, then you can take rest. I said, no, please give all the drawings, we will develop and come back. So got all the drawings and then I started one by one. Then we found out that it is highly challenging product. I thought, machining as per design specification we can easily machine. So we went to our tool room, we have high precision machines from Switzerland and all, but we could not achieve that precision. Repeatability is not there, precision could not be achieved. Then I searched, how can we do it? Then I looked for a person having very good experience in high precision machining. I located a person. Then I put him in charge and asked him to develop. He tried for 3 months. He could not even develop one component. That was the challenge of that component. Then I thought, then best thing is, I have, like an incubation center. I have a small shed in our headquarters. So there I put up a machine. From Japan we imported a machine and then started working in 2006. Then I used to work from morning 8 till 2 a.m. with our people, 2 people. We were developing one after another component, a process we had developed. Then it was given to the other people to do it. Like that, it took us 6 months to develop all the components. One after another, we started sending. After 1 year, we became sole supplier to that company from Sweden. Till now, we are still supplying 100% of their requirement. 48 companies from Japan to USA were supplying. We were able to supply it at least 35% cheaper than what they could do it. So, why I am sharing this is, I just want to impress upon your mind that this is what you should imbibe, what you should have in your mind. Education is all about this, not about going in a motorcycle, having a mobile phone, and you forget about all those things. If you have to succeed in your life, you have to forget all this. This is what is killing our younger generation. I see that. Your time is wasted in all this. This, you take it very seriously. If you want to be successful, you have to get out of all this. This is very important. See, as a nation, we are facing severe crisis. Why? See, we are all moving into, yes, we are good in IT, right? We are teaching IT to the world, but we don't have it. See, if you go to abroad, you can have an electronic clearance. Even see, Malaysia, the Malaysians, they put their passport and walk out. Whereas we could not do it. We had to go, stand, and then they would check. We don't have automatic IT clearance. but we are teaching the world. Why? We are not keeping it ourselves. This is only an example I am giving. The people are, I am very happy to see mechanical engineering and mechatronics. This is the future for the country. IT is required, there is no doubt about it. People are moving to IT mostly, the ratio is higher for IT always, because immediately you are able to see a financial gain. Young children, they want money. Of course, money is required. Many people come from very poor background, money is required. But one thing I want to tell you that money only is not enough for life. Money is required. All we need is enough money to survive and live, to earn, to learn, and then you can do better. What I see, we run a naturopathy center. I think Mr. Hari Tyagarajan was telling, we run a naturopathy center. 60% of the patients are from IT. I have to tell you this. They go for money, they earn, they lose their health and spend the money to recover. They will never be able to recover. Keep this in mind. They will never be able to come back to the original health level. Health is gone. Because two things. Number one, they see big money in young age. They have never seen it. They don't know how to handle it. They are misled. They spoil their life. Another thing, in the IT they work night time. There is no day and night for them. Our body has a clock connected to solar. We are always working against that, means you will have to pay for the health. It's a must. We have become slaves to the foreign countries. We are only working in India here night time to serve America. And at what cost? At our health. These people don't understand. This I want you to keep in mind. And another thing, when all the brain goes to the IT field, we lose fundamental knowledge. Mechanical, electrical, electronics, civil, chemical, we are losing. So, still for technology, we have to look for abroad. We don't have innovation in that area. So, this is what I want you to keep in mind. If India is going to be number one, there is no doubt about it. But still, we are still copying. We are not innovating. So keep this in mind and work towards that. So that we can become number one. Then only we can become number one. Just making money is not number one. By IT we can earn money. That is not sustainable. Somebody can overtake that. But this knowledge is what is going to lead our country. We have to be the innovators in design. We don't get people for design. Because, for example, in engineering, you learn CAD. But many people cannot even draw a sketch. Drawing board practice is gone. Only CAD. See, idea will come only with the hands-on. You will not get the idea. With the IT, with the board, you can only what you think you can do like that, but you have to do hand. Try to use that. Try to learn that. Hands-on is a must. Then do not hesitate to dirty your hands. Put your hands on. Many people, they are happy with for example, when I was in the Polytechnic, their sandwich, when they send the people to industry, 50% in industry, what the student, they will take a note, they will see the operator, what they are doing, they will write. He will not touch the machine. Also, the operator will not allow him to touch. Because if he touches, he will spoil the work. Then it will be a rejection. He will not allow. So they can only watch. How you can overcome it? I want to share this. So I cannot stop. I cannot be just watching. I want to put my hands on. So I used lathes, drilling machines even in the home. So I went to one lathe operator. I watched. I told him, see, I can turn it without any problem. I can turn it. I will do final touch. You do it. I will do only rough turning. So that finally you can do it. I told him. He said, fine. So I started making the pre-cut. Then I'll call him. See, you measure it. He will measure it. And see that it is okay. Then he will give the final cut. After maybe about 4 hours, 6 hours. Next day, I said, I will also be able to do it, please see. He said, oh, he got confidence. So I tried. I made it. He saw 2, 3, measured. Then he's gone. I was working all day. He was going to the toilet, going round. When I was working in this machine and producing, I was producing more than the quota. Because they have there's a workload. They should produce maybe 100 pieces a day. I could easily produce 150. This fellow will come in the evening, say, he will take the rest and keep it in a basket. Say, don't make more than this. This is the mentality, Okay, others are watching me. They want me to come to his share because they can rest. So I was invited to every shop. I operated every machine in that factory. They were manufacturing textile spinning frames with the Japanese collaboration, and they had all advanced machineries. I operated every machine. Then our principal used to come for an inspection in the work area, whether our boys are there. Mainly he comes there to see whether our fellows have created any problem. That was his main way. And then I was operating a plano miller. That's a 35 feet long component was machined, spinning frame. I was operating and no operator was there. He came. He started shouting at me, who gave you this machine? My principal. If you make a mistake, I am answerable, because if I give 1.1 micron, 0.1 mm cut extra, the whole casting is gone. It'll, at that time it would be costing about 100,000 rupees or more. He shouted at me. I said, this operator, I'm using this machine for past 1 week. I produced so many components. Where is the operator? I said, I have no idea where he is. He comes, put the stamp and goes off. Right? Then, for his 80th year, principal, I went there to, greet him. With my wife, I went there. He recollected and told my wife, see, he talked about this situation. I forgot. He told my wife, see, he was operating. I shouted at him. And then he found that operator in a bathroom, toilet. And then he asked that operator, how can you leave this machine with him and go? Then something happens, I am responsible, Then this fellow said, sir, he will make better than me. He told me that. Why I am sharing? I want you this kind of enthusiasm and, the passion to do. Then we can succeed. This is what I want to share with you. Okay, then I don't want to go beyond that. Then it will be, I can keep on talking my experience. A little bit about, I think, question and answer before that. In the automobile industry, electric industry, now currently it's mostly IC, internal combustion engine is what is ruling. Electric way is going to come, there is no doubt about it. Especially, my view is electric vehicles should be operated only in the city area around 100 kilometers radius, 200 kilometers maximum, like Chennai and all larger. So metropolitan city area. Inside city, around the city, vehicles should be operated by electric, like 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, cars. Okay, not trucks, not heavy trucks and all. This is a must. And then the advantage is pollution is reduced in the city considerably. Operational and maintenance cost reduces drastically compared to an IC engine. This is not even 1/10. It will be very, very, very economical. There is no doubt about it. But the challenge is battery, mainly. Battery technology is evolving. In another 3 years, it's going to be a drastic change. The battery charging will become like much faster than filling petrol or diesel in the tank. It will become like that. By that time, it will even go more. But our situation, our electricity production, distribution network, infrastructure is still far behind the requirement. It will take a long time. Government is very urgently, they are promoting this. It's correct, but at the same time, we need to parallelly develop infrastructure, which is a big challenge for India. It's absolutely a challenge for India. That has to be tackled. Then only it will become really successful. Number one. Number two, for official, city to city, intercity transport must be hybrid, because it will reduce pollution, it will reduce fuel consumption, and also we can have a continuous commute. Because charging infrastructure for this long is going to take a long time. Maybe in another 10 years it might develop. Until then it is going to be a challenge. Then hydrogen is going to come. Not too far away, hydrogen is going to. That will be mainly for heavy vehicles, trucks, buses, and that's what I see. For cars and all, it will be quite expensive. They have done it, it's on the way, but I think how more practical it is cost-wise, I am not certain about it as of now. This is general, but electric is coming, and this is absolutely no doubt about it. This calls for a lot of innovation. So many companies have come in electric vehicle already in India. They think, most of the companies, they import components from China and make something, assemble it and sell it. And this is not vehicle manufacturing. Only few companies are really manufacturing vehicles, like, for example, TVS, Hero Honda, Ather, like that, Bajaj, the vehicle manufacturing. But other companies mostly are not really producing product. And also, some companies, I don't want to name it, they are in a hurry to produce. They want to become the world's largest scooter manufacturers. But their goal is they want to become the largest and quick. By this goal, they bypass many things. They did not do all the validation. They did not do all the required validation. Then failed, vehicle fired, lot of problem. Because any shortcut will definitely lead into problem, whether it is product, whether it is life, whatever it is. There should be no shortcut for anything. You should take time to achieve that. That they failed because they've set a very tall goal of becoming the largest manufacturer in a short time. Largest manufacturer goal is good, but not the time. You should bypass, don't bypass it. So now, electric vehicle future is electronics. That's going to be a good future for electronics. In electric vehicle, there is a good requirement in electronics, like battery management system, vehicle management system, and motor controllers, lot of electronics combined with software. Software brain should be used for that purpose, rather than just doing some, simple work. So apply your mind to do that. Become expert in producing, developing software for technical applications. There is a tremendous requirement for this field, absolutely. Mechatronics, see, there is a tremendous future, because now manufacturing sector needs mechatronics very badly. Automation is the future. We have so many 1.2 billion people, but we don't have enough people to work. Once upon a time, I was against automation. I want everything to be done manually so that we can employ people. But now we don't get enough people. So constantly we are automating. We have our own department for making all automation. Everything is done by our own department. So constantly we are doing. So mechatronics is a future again. Mechanical, mechatronics, electronics is tremendous future for us. So with this few words, I think I would like to leave it for any question and answer, please.
It was indeed an enlightening speech. Thank you, sir, for sharing your wisdom with us. I'm sure our students would have gained a lot of knowledge from this session. I now request the audience to ask their queries to our chief guest.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the wonderful talks. It was very inspiring. And you were talking about EVs, sir, and you were also talking about the energy crisis existing in India. So as an engineer and yourself as an industrialist, how would we as stakeholders would be able to partake in this problem of energy crisis, sir? Electricity.
Energy crisis, this, is it audible? Okay, right. Now, number one, that's a government policy, is very important. See, for example, here we have a State Department, Electricity Board is what is managing all this. So, I am of the view that government doing this work will not be efficient. Anything must be, please have that. See, whatever they do, for example, Electricity Board is running into loss, crores and crores. How they can manage? So, they are not able to pay the people right, they are not able to recruit the right people, they have too much people, but not the right people, and the finance is not there. And so, unless any enterprise becomes self-sufficient, and it should be able to plow back, then only they can succeed. But unfortunately, because of this, public sector taking this is very tough. This is my personal view. And there is a philosophy, somebody say different, but this is my personal view. And I strongly believe, unless it is privatized, we are not going to solve this problem. Because they can all, politicians can speak, but yes, what you and me cannot do anything now, unless the policy change comes. Private company comes, they will definitely do it. There absolutely no doubt. Example, Tata Power, decades back, they had, Mumbai, Bombay, they were supplying electricity. We had power cuts, lot of power cuts. There was not even one power cut in Bombay. They had no UPS in Bombay. It was supplied by Tata Power. How they were able to do it? Because it's a private enterprise. So, unless that comes, it's going to be difficult. Then, this is found. Then technology requirement will come. Power, how to produce power. So that we can apply our mind and be ready for that. Definitely, I'm telling you, this is going to happen. Privatization will take place. For example, Air India, Indian Airlines, once upon a time, they were the only air carriers. And to go from here to Chennai, from Coimbatore to Chennai, you have to beg these people to get into the plane at that time. You cannot travel as and when you want it. It was the situation. Once the private came in, anybody can fly anytime, right? This is an example I am giving. So that is what is going to happen. Now airports are becoming more privatized. You see private airport and a public airport. You will see a remarkable difference. This, nobody can stop it, it is going to happen. When it happens, then there will be a lot of opportunity from how to produce power. There are a lot of, like renewable energy, we have to focus more on renewable energy. Solar, windmill. Windmill, there are a lot of possibilities are there. Efficiency, how we can improve further. And solar and this. And hydrogen power is going to come in a big way. You can apply your mind and think how you can think in the direction of hydrogen. We are going to become hydrogen exporters. India is going to become hydrogen export country. Keep in mind. So you can look into that direction for the future. How we can do, it's going to happen. Certainly it's going to happen. Because we cannot depend on hydrocarbons anymore. So we need to become independent. This is one area which is going to be a promising one. And also gas, local, our gas pipeline is going to come. And this is going to also help a lot. So if we produce power with the gas, pollution is not there. It is pollution free. So, of course, we have plenty of coal. We need to develop technology. How to take power without any pollution. There are a lot of technologies going on. There also you can focus how we can improve that. So that, we have plenty of coal. If we can produce power out of coal without polluting, there is a tremendous scope. So this area, I think you can keep in mind for your future thinking. Okay?
Thank you.
Ramasamy, we speak about moving on to EV vehicles, sir. But we don't consider about the existing IC engine vehicles which are present in the market, sir, which the customers use. What is your thought about retrofitting electric kit in an IC engine and converting it into an EV vehicle, sir?
Retrofitting is really good, no doubt about it. The only problem is when we, please, electric vehicle, if we can make it lighter, when we design the vehicle, we can make it lighter. The IC engines are made to withstand a lot of vibration, so it's heavy structure. So when we retrofit in this vehicle, efficiency will be lost. It can run, no doubt about it, because of weight. So we need to design the vehicle in light, because electric motor doesn't give any vibration. So you need a light structure. That is a fundamental difference. But retrofitting can be done. It will be a little less efficient, but it will work. Absolutely no doubt about it.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir, will it fast forward the conversion of IC engine to EV, sir? Like the market, will the people be able to people be able to fastly adapt to EV, sir? Will it contribute?
It will reduce cost because you are already owning a vehicle.
Yes, sir.
So converting to electric will reduce cost. So that means people can easily buy it. There is no doubt about it. But there will be some, like as I said, it will not run like per charge 200 kilometers. If we expect it may go 100 kilometers, 110 kilometers. Such difficulties will be there, but it will work. And there will be demand for that also. There will be, because there are a lot of, for example, auto rickshaws. So many auto rickshaws are there. Millions of auto rickshaws are on the road. Convert into electric, definitely it will work. There is no doubt about it. It will be accepted. And it will be a good, easy to enter in. There is no doubt about it, apart from new vehicle coming in. And another thing, we are also saving the earth, because so much resources have been spent to produce this vehicle. This need not go waste. By retrofitting, we can save that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I am Shaitan from Mechanical Department, sir. It was indeed an inspiring talk. Thank you for that, sir. So I mentioned battery technologies is going to be a most crucial part in the upscaling of EVs, sir, because batteries is the main part in an electric vehicle. So the ideal properties of a battery should be, it should have a faster recharge rate and a slow discharge rate, sir. So thing is, the existing, let's take Tesla for example, sir. So they're the pioneers in electric vehicles. So they're using lithium-ion batteries for their properties, sir. The thing is, lithium-ion batteries do not have a faster discharge rate, sir. But capacitors and supercapacitors have a faster recharge rate, but they do not have a consistent discharge rate. So are there any materials that can combine both the properties of a lithium-ion battery and a capacitor, sir? So what's the next thing in the battery technology, sir?
Yes, lithium-ion has got this deficiency, and also safety is also a problem. Capacitor is there. Many companies are working. Many companies are working for supercapacitors to use the capacitor for battery. Now it is used in buses. Buses, they are using capacitors now. So when you stop the vehicle for a patient and the passenger to alight or board, at that time it will just pump in the electricity. Until the next stop it will again. So it is used in China now. It's going to be used in Europe also. That's going to take place. But it is for quick charge, but discharge, controlled discharge. Yes, if you short it, it will discharge instantly. But controlled discharge is possible. That is not a problem. So, but storage capacity is what is the problem in the capacitor. That is what density. Yes. So that they are working. There is a lot of improvement, and it is working. It will come soon. But here, lithium-ion battery now is going to more of a solid state. Semi-solid state they're going. There it is much faster charging, and it is much longer life. Cycling can do many more times, 10 times than what it is possible now. And also it is safe. It is explosion proof. It is on the way. It's on the way. Also there are other researches going on with different material like aluminum, non-rare material. So many researches are going on. They have laboratory-wise they have proved it. But to make it, productionize it, is going to take time. But once that is done, then we don't have the risk of this, exploiting the rare material cost, and also pollution. Producing battery costs a lot of pollution, because mining, there's a lot of pollution. So once we change this, that will get solved. It all evolve, but it's fast taking place.
Now people are trying to find more ways to make the environment cleaner, sir. So there are many future R&Ds going on. Do you think making the economy more electrical is better, or moving towards hydrogen economy is better, sir?
There is no single solution. You cannot make all electric, you cannot make all hydrogen, it's all combined. So we should have electric, hydrogen. For electric, for example, we have a lot of renewable energy can be used to charge the battery. So that means you are getting free power. So it is environmental safe. So it is no single solution, there is no single solution, it's all combined. Electric is going to be there, internal combustion is also going to be there is no doubt about it. And hybrids are going to be there, hydrogen are going to be there. Ratio will change, but you cannot have a single solution. It is not possible.
Lithium ions are not
Okay, right. Yes, the raw material, yes, is available in different countries. The raw material will be moved to the country where have the expertise to process it. So that is what is going to happen. I don't think the battery will be manufactured in Africa or normally it will be done. It needs high technology equipment. So, and also the technology is very, very special. So not everybody will really divulge that. So it will be definitely kept with them. They will only bring the raw material and do it. Whether it is in Japan, Korea or whatever, China, they will do it. In India, we are doing now, our Prime Minister has started this project. And so in Gujarat, they are starting it, even making the primary one. So it will happen, but raw material, yes, of course, has to come from the sources available outside. I don't know whether I answered because I couldn't hear all what you said. This is the one.
Any other questions?
Improving the technology in that. From your point of view, how you are seeing the serviceability of those vehicles? Because people are trying to do ICE engines and engines type of vehicles. Then how will be the serviceability of these vehicles as we are improving the technology?
Serviceability of electric vehicle, service requirement itself is much lower than IC engine. There is no periodical like oil change, filter change and all will not be there. So less, service requirement, but definitely service will be required. For example, battery has to be maintained properly, tires and all vehicle suspension, that has to be maintained as like in any other automobile. That will continue. But instead of engine, gearbox, this will have to be maintained. There will be people required, but less than, IC engine. Cost of maintenance also will be much less. There will be no oil to replace, no filter to replace, which is a very expensive one. But this also needs expertise to serve because electric vehicle, simple electric vehicle, not having much technology, is very simple. But whereas the cars which are coming are having very high technology electric vehicle, which calls for a highly knowledgeable people to service. That's definitely going to be there. People should have enough knowledge to service such vehicles. It's very advanced vehicle. It's not easy. They have made it very complex but reliable.
Situation like even at midnight, we can get a mechanic for repairing our cars, like even in IC engines. But in that situation, can we get a mechanic or a technician to solve that problem in
Yeah. See, how we are able to get a mechanic even midnight now? Because it has taken so many decades to develop that. Whereas earlier, You cannot service it. The car you can service only in city where the dealer was. Then gradually it spread all over. Like that, it will spread but much faster because now we are in a different era. Communication is fast, knowledge spreading is fast. So now this will come just like that. It will develop. Where there is need, development will always take place. It will come. You go to village, there also you can find people to service mobile phones now, right? Similarly, it will come. It will happen. It's not very difficult. It will happen.
Hello, sir. So majorly, we are transferring to EV technologies because we have to reduce the pollution. But then the way of we charge the batteries for the EV is a thing to address now. Because India's 55% of energy is from the thermal power plants or nuclear power plants. How will this transition happen in India? Because I don't see anywhere it will change much drastically to hydro or anything.
See, now India is working towards improving the renewable energy. We are working very renewable, solar, wind. We are going in a much faster pace than any other country. We are working on that. Ultimately, yes, we are working now. That will come because, we have signed an agreement with, I forgot, the World Forum, and then we are in line with that, and we are growing. So definitely, we will get more renewable energy into this. Another thing. See, we pour petrol into the vehicle or diesel into the vehicle, the efficiency of that per liter of fuel, what is the output in the vehicle compared to you produce electricity and drive the electric vehicle, it is much efficient. Because, for example, you produce the electricity in a generator. There you can produce more power than running a car because the car is not efficient. The engine has to operate a varying, cycle. Speed, stop, go, slow speed, high speed. Engine cannot be produced to give consistent efficiency at all the RPM range. At a particular band only it is most efficient. So when you generate electricity, you can run the engine at that particular band, so you get the highest efficiency. So electricity produced will be more efficient than running the engine directly. You got the point? So it will take place, but ultimately we will have more renewable energy. It's not overnight work, but it is happening. Solar, wind is coming, and also hydro. A lot of hydro projects are possible, small, it's all renewable. It will definitely take place. And another thing also the pollution point of view, you are producing the power in a remote area. Here you are polluting in a dense area. So that's a big difference. City will be livable. Okay.
What's my doubt is that, sir, in this room actually 90% would be middle class family. Everyone wants a scooter. But this market has lots of middle class families, sir. But persuading these middle class families to totally electric would be a nightmare. In country like India, it's really a big nightmare to change these persons to change their mind to buy an electric vehicle. While also astonishing thought is that Ola has placed their pitch very good. Their electrical scooter campaign was good, but anyway failed now. But even I love IC engines more, sir. I don't like a EV since most of the people do. But they convince my mind. Even I paid 500 rupees and registered for it. It will take a lot of time, sir. And my final doubt is that, is there any business model which could, transform this into faster rate? And another one is whether this will happen. And, I could walk a couple of meters and I will reach a petrol bunk there. But, turning everything into an electric charging bunk, it will take a lot of time now, sir. What's actually government and private industries doing as a business, sir? How do they business these electric vehicles, sir?
Right. Okay. See, the scooter, motorcycle, it is costly because of the cost of the battery. Otherwise, it's cheaper than the IC engine. Now the trend is going to be the battery. Please sit down. The battery, if you don't buy the battery, then it is very cheap. So the trend is going to be the battery. The owner need not buy the battery. The battery will be rented. You pay per kilometer. The headache of the battery is with the supplier of the battery. This is taking place, swappable battery. You can just go, remove the battery, put a new one, and you pay per kilometer. Then your vehicle cost is much cheaper. It will be lower than your IC engine. This is going to take place. Already model started. Already many companies are in the process of establishing swappable battery stations. So like petrol bunk, you go there and pull that battery out, put a new battery in, drive out. Then anybody can afford it. Then maintenance cost, I'll tell you one example. In our company, our engineers have both electric and petrol engine. The cost of the operation, one person was telling me, he was putting petrol, every month he was spending almost 1,000 rupees. With this electric, he is hardly spending 120 rupees. Imagine that. That much difference is there. But if you don't pay for the battery, it's affordable. If you can afford a IC vehicle, you can easily afford a battery. It will come soon. Very soon it will come. It's all evolution. It takes time, it will happen. It's moving in that direction now.
Sir, and also this point convinced me, sir. But as a layman, I can't go and tell that, hey, but my electric vehicle will give an efficiency of 95%, but the IC engine would produce a 35% efficiency. He would rather suggest a petrol engine, since he has, he has the routine of filling petrol in petrol bunk and using an IC engine, sir. Actually, my doubt is that, I'm not humiliating someone, some illiterate people are needed to get awareness about electric vehicles, sir. Though it is a hard job, it will take a lot of years, sir. I'm not convinced that it will come in a very lot. You're also telling the point that it will take a lot of years. But
I will tell you one thing. It is not going to take very long time. Any new technology is catching very fast. Example, in Europe, they never expected that electric vehicle will be selling like this. Electric vehicle sale has dramatically improved in Europe. In India also, beyond expectation it is moving. And it will take place. Ultimately, nobody is interested in efficiency, only cost. What is your purse? How much is pinching your purse? When you buy an electric vehicle or you buy a petrol engine vehicle. Simple, that's all you require. Before, when they brought in the electric scooters and all, it was very slow. It was not really interesting for many people. It's very slow. Now it is surpassed the IC engine. So it is attracting youngsters also now. And the cost will be much lower. Ultimately, this is what it's going to drive. Cost of owning and operating. This is going to make a difference. And it will happen much faster than you imagine you are going to see it. Only thing, they need little bit of, taste. That's all. Once you taste it, you will change.
Amount of 15% of weight is increased due to requirement of battery requirement. So if we take an example, if we take an EV truck, a single battery pack, it weighs up to 500 kg. So it requires up to 6 packs. It seems 3,000 extra kgs are required. So in turn, torque requirement is increased and power requirement is increased. So how can we say that electrical vehicle is more efficient?
I am not able to get this question.
The weight is increased because of the increase in the battery size. How do you say that the vehicle is still efficient? Electric vehicle is still efficient?
Yes. See, See, inherent quality of an electric motor, it can give the maximum torque even at 0 RPM. Whereas IC engine needs certain RPM to give the power, torque. So electric motor can pick up even at a slow speed, number one. Number two, the battery weight is more, but there is no vibration and also vehicle weight. Without battery, it will be lower than IC engine. That's how it is designed. So overall weight will be little more than the regular battery, IC vehicle because of the battery, but ultimately it works out much economical because Yes, per kilowatt of energy, how many kilometers it goes, and what is the cost per kilowatt energy. That's all you need to see. That way, it is more economical to run an electric vehicle. And another thing, the swappable battery can be used only in small vehicles, not in high-speed cars, high-voltage vehicles, not possible. It's for small scooters, motorcycle, auto rickshaws, it's possible, but not for cars. Because mostly these cars have high voltage. The battery is fitted at the floor. It is built into the vehicle. You cannot change just like that. So they are making the battery structure itself as a chassis. So they are making it lighter, and the whole vehicle is made aluminum. For example, Tesla, I don't know whether you have, anybody has seen it. The whole vehicle is die-cast. The chassis, everything is aluminum, completely die-cast. So 100 parts, 60 parts made into one part. So the whole battery carrier is the chassis. So they put the battery into the chassis. So overall weight is not higher. This is what is developing. You can go to the website, you can see YouTube, watch that. One called GigaPress. That's one Italian company supplying that machine to Tesla. There you will find the explanation. How they are able to reduce weight and make it possible. That technology is evolving.
So thank you.
Right.
Thank you all for your active interaction. We have attended a few sessions before about electric vehicles, but I would say that this is one of the best interactive sessions we have had. So thank you, sir, for patiently replying to those queries. We gained new knowledge from your words of wisdom. Gratitude is the best way to commence and conclude, be it a year, an event, or even an enlightening session like today. I invite Pillar of Mechanical Department, Professor Head, Dr. A. Valnasu, sir, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning, esteemed chief guest, respected managing trustee, beloved principal, registrar, admin, and then my fellow faculty members, my dear students. Good morning. I stand before you to propose a vote of thanks. First, on behalf of the college management, principal, Department of Mechanical and Mechatronics Engineering, I place on record my sincere thanks to Shri K. Ramasamy sir, Chairman, Roots Group of Companies, for having kindly accepted our invitation to come over here to our college to deliver a talk, a motivational talk, right, to our students. Sir, the stories that you shared, starting from air horns, cleaning machines, and then heat treatment processes, then precision tools and precision machines were really inspiring, sir. I hope our students would have been inspired by your lecture, the spellbound lecture we had, sir, because around 250 students were remained silent throughout your lecture, and you were even not knowing the time we went by, sir. Suddenly you stopped your lecture. Only then we come to know that that lecture has come to an end. So we feel proud of you, sir, and we feel honored to have you here, sir. We look forward to a network with your company, sir. We would like to collaborate with your companies. I take this opportunity to place this appeal to you, sir. We, Tyagarajar College of Engineering, Mechanical Department, Mechatronics Department, would like to collaborate in whatever ways possible with you, sir. Thank you once again, sir. Next, I thank from the bottom of my heart Mr. Hari Tyagarajan, the managing trustee, for his guidance and arranging this sort of lectures, right? So my special thanks to Hari sir for helping us to conduct this really motivational talk, which will pave new openings for our young engineers. Then I sincerely thank our principal and head of the Mechatronics Department for his support in all our endeavors. I take this opportunity to also thank all my learned faculty members and students for their active participation. Right? So this active participation is a testimony for this lecture. Right? Many people have, many students have interacted with our chief guest. Okay. So thanks for all your thought-provoking questions, and once again, we thank you for your all patient answers, sir. For all the questions patiently you have answered. Thank you so much, sir. So I take this opportunity also to thank the comparing student Surya Prakash for nicely comparing the whole proceedings. So once again, right, I thank every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. It's time to pay respect towards our nation. I request everyone to rise up for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 जय